welcome back. In terms of a 2024 update, let's go over some numbers. So in March, I started working with the gym growth company. So January, February, March, average is probably about 5,000 a month. But I actually increased that. So April was my first 11,000 month, and I had a couple of extra of those. July hit 17,000. August, September, October, same, and in November actually hit over the 20,000 mark, which is insane. So 23,000. So it actually brings my revenue yearly total to 134,000 for the year, which is awesome. That's insane. And it's just doing probably an hour a day or a bit more, depending on the day. Sometimes none. Still working 9 to 5. So it's actually, I love being able to see that number. It's actually crazy, the revenue. But when we look at expenses, I guess the overall operating expenses was 154,000. So negative 19,000 in profit for 2024 year, which is obviously terrible situation to be. And at least I can see from September, November, they were actually positive months. So I think 3,300 profit in September and 6,300 profit in November, which is awesome. But all the other months were negative. So that's pretty bad. So yeah, average monthly income revenue, about 12,000, average monthly expenses, about 14,000. So I'm trailing behind that each month to month. And December, it isn't included here, but I'll definitely be at a loss. Not a lot of sign-ups. People not having sessions because of the Christmas period, all that kind of stuff. So challenges to do with. So that's where I'm at now. 12,000 monthly revenue is awesome. But the expenses, that's too high. I need to cut it out. And the coaching, I think it works out to average about 2,700. And that's my second most expensive expense after wages and salaries, which obviously comes out. And then gym rent is third. So that kind of coaching is way too high for this. And I've actually cut that. So if a yearly total for that coaching has been 29,000, it has been insanely worth it. But when I look at that, if I actually take that yearly total off now, that actually brings me to a positive of about 10,000, which, obviously had to use that to get here where I am now. But if I actually look at the average monthly expenses, if that's 2,700, and I take that from my total expenses per month, which is 14,000, that actually brings me down to overall being closer to 11,500 expenses, and then I would actually have more revenue per month. So on average, that would be actually a profit if I looked at month to month. So, but that's not what it is. It is the real situation. So I include that 20% of the expenses. So I'm actually going to stop coaching in January, take that away, and then use what I've learned to continue that going forwards. And 2025, big key focus is to bring down expenses and make sure I'm making profit month to month. Even if it's $1 profit, that's insanely good compared to nothing, and especially not in negative. So that's the update for 2024. So I'll show you here. I guess you can see some numbers there. I might just hold that there. You can kind of see the numbers there. I can't be bothered making this video, editing it, and putting all the numbers on screen. But just here through what I said, look at that little screenshot at the end, and that's the end. And that's it for 2024. So I'm going to be making more videos like this. Next one, I'm going to look over my goals for next year and see what I can get to, and maybe a lot of updates next month with the full year totals and getting rid of the coaching, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned.